Now, I know some of you may be skeptical. You may be thinking, sure, this guy may have predicted the Ukraine war, but how does he know that China's going to invade Taiwan? And how does he know that we could get sucked into that war? Look, nobody has a crystal ball to predict the future with a 100% certainty. But I'll tell you what we do know for sure. In the past year, China has dramatically increased their air and naval patrols around the island of Taiwan. Some analysts think this is a rehearsal for a naval blockade, followed by an invasion. According to CIA Director William Burns, Chinese President Xi Jinping has instructed his country's military to be ready by 2027 to seize Taiwan. But I think it could happen much sooner. All my research indicates they could make a move in the next 18 months, and I'm not alone in making this prediction. Four-star Air Force General Mike Minahan recently sent a memo to over 50,000 service members, urging them to get their legal affairs in order and prepare for conflict by 2025. Here's a quote. "I hope I am wrong. My gut tells me we will fight in 2025. Taiwan's presidential elections are in 2024 and will offer Xi a reason. United States presidential elections are in 2024 and will offer Xi a distracted America. Xi's team, reason, and opportunity are all aligned for 2025. That's what higher-ups in the Pentagon are saying. Me? I'm not saying that the U.S. will 100% get in a conflict with China. But whether or not the U.S. chooses to get involved in a fight between Taiwan and China, all the signs indicate China will invade in the next 18 months. And that means Trans-Pacific trade would shut down. If this happens, it will have a massive impact on the stock market. There are still many companies that have exposure to China, and their stocks are likely to be crushed. But companies that had the foresight to relocate at least some of their manufacturing back to the U.S., that's where the smart money is flowing now and will continue to flow in the future. But why America specifically, and not just some other third world country where labor is even cheaper than China? Well, it's because of a tech breakthrough you may have heard about lately, and it makes America the most logical and profitable place for many companies to make things. I'm talking about artificial intelligence. The ability of microchips to learn and improve performance is a massive asset to the machines and robotics that will fuel the modern American factory. In fact, you could say that artificial intelligence is the cornerstone of the new American factory. The AI will enable massive advances in robotics and automating tasks on the factory floor. With artificial intelligence advances in everything from assembly line efficiency to optimal shipping routes, they will not be able to build one factory that isn't outfitted with the latest AI chips and programs. Look at Stanley Black & Decker, the $13 billion power tool giant that makes a lot of the products you see in Home Depot. Their CEO raved about the advantages of the modern factory. Who's going to have the advantage here? The company that's still doing things the old way in China, or the companies who embrace artificial intelligence and robotics? The offshoring trend is over because it just doesn't matter anymore that labor costs in the U.S. are higher than in China or elsewhere. And in fact, because of advances in AI, labor in the U.S. may soon be cheaper than the rising costs of China. Companies that are reshoring production back to highly automated U.S. factories will have a critical advantage in the months and years ahead. The machines used in AI-powered manufacturing will depreciate over time, offering tax advantages to the companies that use them. Pretty soon, it will be irresponsible for any company selling in America to ignore the benefits of U.S.-based artificial intelligence manufacturing. And this presents a major opportunity for investors. The way I see it today, two megatrends are coming together at the same time. The explosive growth of artificial intelligence combined with a massive shift in manufacturing as trillions of dollars flow out of China and into the U.S. Now, I have no doubt there will be skeptics, those who'll say it's impossible for U.S. manufacturing to come back. But that's why I want to stress, no matter what happens, all signs indicate that trillions of dollars will be spent on new American factories. And I believe all of them will have some level of artificial intelligence driving operations. What makes me so sure? Well, I have a long track record of spotting megatrends that other experts failed to see, like electric vehicles, for instance. At a time when business leaders like former Toyota CEO Akio Toyoda were calling EVs overhyped, I took the opposite path. I predicted we'd see a massive shift to EVs, and that now was the time to bet on this emerging megatrend. I did the same thing with 5G. Many news outlets were becoming skeptical of 5G, even calling it, and I quote, mindless marketing bullshit. But I knew this new tech disruption could benefit investors, and I told a group of my readers that 5G will become the new global standard. My team and I were ahead of the solar energy megatrend too. As recently as 2 years ago, critics were still dismissing solar as not a viable energy solution. But I went on the record saying solar's future is so bright, I gotta wear shades. And today, solar investment just surpassed oil investment for the first time. And while those megatrends benefited the investors who got ahead of them, I think the artificial intelligence megatrend, when combined with a return of American manufacturing, could surpass them all. Artificial intelligence is currently pushing the stock market into bullish territory, and it's going to play a massive role in the rebirth of industry in America, especially when combined with robotics. It's also the most fundamental disruption to manufacturing since the modern assembly line over a century ago. Venture capitalist Duncan Davidson even told CNBC that this technology is fueling a new industrial revolution. Make no mistake, investors who get ahead of these two megatrends could be sitting pretty in a few years. Folks, I really cannot emphasize enough why no investor should be sitting on the sidelines during this period of sweeping changes. As I've said, all my research indicates this will come to a head in the next 18 months. Rarely do we get a chance to catch one megatrend in time. Now, we have two cresting to a wave together. Artificial intelligence and the massive manufacturing shift from China and the Third World back to America. I believe this new reawakening of American industrial might is going to be the biggest megatrend of the coming decade, and possibly beyond. But it's not limited to one industry, or even just high-tech industries in general. Look, I should point out here that all investing comes with risk. Investors need to understand that while many investments come with great upside, they can also go down as well. The smartest and most well-prepared investors do not play with money they cannot afford to lose. And if you choose to invest, neither should you.